Alright, this is going to be an interesting one. So, your goal is to build muscle, and you've learned that in order to build muscle, you have to be on some sort of caloric surplus, or just eating a bit more than you usually do if you're a person that's not tracking. In other words, you have to bulk a bit. Now, you've heard these two different terms as well, clean bulk and dirty bulk. But now you don't know which approach to choose and to use to put on the muscle. I'm gonna break it down for you in this video and help you pick the right one. I'm also gonna give you a little bit of my perspective as well, so it'll be a bit biased, but it'll help you out to give you some perspective too. Let's go ahead and just dive into the differences between the two. We'll start off with the dirty bulk first. In my opinion, this is the easier one to do. Definitely the easier one to do because anything goes. Anything goes. So basically you'll be eating a lot of, or mostly processed foods as a main part of your diet. So to put it simply, you'll be eating a lot of fast foods and a lot of stuff that you want to eat. Whatever your instincts or whatever craving you've got, you're most likely gonna go for it and eat it. That's what makes dirty bulking easy, because you don't have to think about what you do. You just eat whatever you want and hope for the best. Obviously, you do want to pay attention to what you're putting into your body when it comes to getting enough proteins, and probably watch out for eating way too many fats and things of that nature. But anything goes when it comes to dirty bulking. Personally, I believe that this is something that a lot of newbies can get away with if they're smart enough and do it correctly, because of the fact that when you're a newbie, usually you're starting off on the smaller side and you want to gain size. When you're a newbie and you start to dirty bulk, you'll notice that your physique will change drastically. And that's the first disadvantage of dirty bulking. Your physique changes drastically. You look like a completely different person. I'm gonna put on screen here a photo of me when I bulked up to 95 kilos, up from, I think I was like 86. This was a couple years back. You see that? Most of us don't want to be walking around looking like that. I don't, at least it's not something that I'm super happy to do. At the time, I thought it was the right way to go, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me at all. It might be for you, but your physique, it changes drastically, man. So that's one thing I'm gonna warn y'all about. But again, anything goes with dirty bulking. And that's the nice thing about it. You don't have to watch out, and you don't have to be so precise about things. At the end of the day, you might not even end up tracking what you're eating. Calorie wise, you might just throw something down and see what happens, you know? That's the fun part about it. There's no precision at all. You just do what you want to do. But the downsides of it, they're not really worth it, man. Besides that drastic change in physique, you'll also start to notice that you're really tired and sluggish. That's most likely due to the fact that you're eating a lot of processed foods while you're dirty bulking. Processed foods, yes, they taste great, feels good in the moment, but if you eat a box of 12 donuts versus eating a bowl of cut up watermelons, tell me how you feel after eating both of those. I know a lot of y'all can relate to this. When you eat processed foods, man, it requires a lot from the body to digest all of what you just ate. There's a reason why they're called processed foods, man. It's not real foods, so to speak. Another thing too with dirty bulking is that you do end up with health complications in the long run. For example, high blood pressure or high cholesterol due to the foods that you are eating. Man, I can remember myself just feeling a bit different. Feeling a bit different when I was at 95 kilos, man. It wasn't for me. I just felt like everything slowed down in a way. Usually I'm very sharp and everything's just happening and everything's really precise. But once I was up at that weight, man, I felt like things just slowed down, and you know, it took me a second to understand things due to the fact that I was putting in a lot of processed foods that would really run my energy down, and I guess my health did pay for it a little bit, for sure. Probably some things I didn't notice or know about even, which is another dangerous thing that you don't want to play with. You always want to be up to date with what's going on inside of you, because you don't want to just fall and die, obviously. But yeah, let me just round this off about dirty bulking. It's great and everything. It works, but there are a lot of downsides to it, and I believe personally it's something that newbies can get away with, especially when they're building up from that skinnier side up. It is something they can get away with for a short little run, but after that, those side effects that I've been talking about and those downsides still come right back at me. 90% of y'all watching this video aren't subscribed to this channel for some reason. I don't know why. But if you're liking this video, if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out, if you're getting value from it, if you're here to build a strong mind and a strong body, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment, it'll be much appreciated. It's a lot more on the way for y'all, so y'all can stay up to date with me and build that strong mind and strong body. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay, so on to the next one, and we've got clean bulking on the list. Clean bulking is something that I've been using for the past year and a half to build muscle. Now, a lot of people, they hear the words clean bulking and immediately they think perfection, but I'm going to explain it to you because there's something needed to clean bulk the right way. But anyway, with clean bulking, a majority of your diet, this is me talking now, not other fitness guys, because I said when people think about clean bulking, they think about perfection. That's wrong. Clean bulking is when a majority of your foods that you eat are whole foods, real foods, single ingredient foods. That's what clean bulking is. The secret to having a great clean bulk is that word that I said when I explained it, majority. Majority whole foods, man. Your whole diet doesn't have to be perfect. And that's where people fail. They try to clean bulk and be perfect and do things to the T, man. Yes, you want to be as consistent as possible, but you don't want to be perfect. That's where you get bored and you start to hate life because all you're eating is chicken, rice, and broccoli with no sauce or no seasoning at all. What kind of life is that? Who wants to do that? That makes no sense. You have to find a middle ground. You have to find a middle ground when it comes to clean bulking. You have to find a middle ground where sometimes having that burger with the fries is what you're gonna eat today. You don't have to eat so perfect all the time, you know? You're a human being. We have all these temptations, things around us. Sometimes you're gonna fall into them, but the main thing is if you're consistent and you can continue that lifestyle over time, then you're gonna see a lot of results. That's how you get from point A to B in the correct manner, by having a majority whole food diet, sometimes letting those processed foods in. But there's a lot of benefits with clean bulking. Number one is energy. Y'all probably see it on me, man. I'm a guy with a lot of energy. I like to be sharp, man. And when I clean bulk and eat properly, everything's happening for me, man. Everything is happening for me. Sharp as a nail, sharp as a tack. So the energy that you have, it's a lot. The energy that you have is a lot. There's times where I'll struggle to sleep, man, because of the fact that the foods that I've eaten that day, they've just given me enough energy to just keep going. And that's how I stay up late doing different projects and stuff. But clean bulk for me is the way to go, man. The other thing about clean bulking is that your physique is changed controllably. It's not drastic like a dirty bulk. I'm gonna go back and find some photos of me. Yeah, basically the photos that I have from last year is me on a clean bulk. You see that I have some fat on my body and abs are still there. I still look sort of lean, but this is due to the fact that what you put into your body is controlled. So if you control what you put into your body, then your physique is also gonna change according to what you eat. And this brings me to another point as well. There's no extra work required when you wanna cut and get shredded, or if you wanna get leaner than you already are, because there's not a drastic change in your physique, right? So if there isn't a drastic change in your physique, cutting back down to whatever goal weight that you have in mind is so much easier. Instead of having to cut off 20 kilograms off your body because of the fact that you decided to dirty bulk and now you have love handles and all types of stuff. that's not really fun either. There are a few cons though with clean bulking. And the one con that I can think of is that it's time consuming. And it's time consuming because you have to be precise with things. You have to track your food, you have to cook your food, and usually make it yourself. So those two things right there, they take time. Just standing there on your phone, typing things into MyFitnessPal, for example, takes time. If you're a person that tracks, even if you're a person that writes it in your notebook in 2025 for some reason, it takes time. But it takes time because you're a lot more precise. You're a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for, man? Your attention to detail when it comes to clean bulking is a lot more. And I think it's for the better because that's the way you learn about yourself a lot more. You figure out what's working, what's not, because you can see things and you feel things a lot more when you're on a clean bulk compared to a dirty bulk where you're just throwing things down your throat. Another disadvantage of a clean bulk is that your gains do come in a bit slower compared to a dirty bulk. When I think of a bulk, I like to think of giving myself a margin to work with when it comes to both fat being here and muscle. So that margin in between, it's really close when it comes to being on a clean bulk. My alarm's on, I gotta turn that off. Anyway, like I was saying, when I think of a bulk, I think of having a margin between fat and muscle. And basically what we're trying to do is bring up the muscle towards that amount of fat that you have. And once you cut that amount of fat that you have off, you become quite ripped because now you have more muscle than fat, if that makes sense. So that margin is pretty small when you have a clean bulk. So it's gonna make things go a lot slower compared to if you have a dirty bulk where you have a larger margin. You can just keep building and building and building and building. But then as you keep dirty bulking, that your fat percentage is also going up. So the margin just opens up. So by the time you start to cut back down like this and then lose the fat and your muscle mass is more than your fat percentage, then you'll start to see the difference in your body. So it is a lot slower. I hope that that explanation made sense. But clean bulking is a lot slower, but it's worth it. It's worth the time. So if you're a person that understands delayed gratification and a person that is just willing and able to do it, then I believe that clean bulking is for you. But if you're a person that wants results a bit faster and like instant gratification, then I believe that dirty bulking is the way to go for you. But anyway, I've been sitting here, camera's been on for a while. I think this might be the longest video I've actually ever put out on YouTube. But if y'all enjoyed the video, man, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment. Let me know about your experiences with clean bulking and dirty bulking if you've done it before, or if you're new to it. Let me know. Let's go ahead and drive the engagement on this channel, get this channel to grow. There's a lot more on the way. And also head to my website, felixalenio.com. There's a link in the description for a free workout program that I've put together based off of my workout programs from 2021, where I really put on a lot of muscle. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and promise y'all some 90-day transformation or anything like that. My intention with that program is to help you understand the fundamentals and basics of hypertrophy and progressive overload, because of the fact that we live in a society with a lot of information and a lot of people are confused. So my aim is to help y'all understand how to live properly, what to do, feel things out, and just understand that building muscle takes time. So if you're interested, go ahead. The link is in the description on my website as well. You just head there, go ahead, grab that free workout program, and y'all are definitely gonna enjoy it. That's enough for me. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Clean bulking versus dirty bulking. Which one are you gonna choose, man? I'll see you on the next video.